Chamber Connections, a monthly television program brought to you by the West Monroe-West Ouachita Chamber of Commerce. I'm Courtney Hornsby, President of the Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Tom McCandlish, Membership Director of the West Monroe Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a wonderful program scheduled for you today with a number of guests to bring you information about some of the new businesses and happenings in the West Monroe-West Ouachita area.
And this month's Chamber Connections television program is brought to you by Avalon Place, a division of Paramount Healthcare Consultants.
Avalon Place rehab is first rate. Now it's over and I'm feeling great. I got strong and now I'm moving on. I'm back to doing things out on my own. I'm going home, out on my own. All because I went to rehab.
Thank you again to Paramount Healthcare Consultants and Avalon Place for helping sponsor today's Chamber Connections program. The West Monroe-West Ouachita Chamber of Commerce recently announced its new chairman for January 2014. And joining us today is Stacy Albritton Mitchell, owner of Albritton Photography, and an alderman for the city of West Monroe, who will be taking on as chairman. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, Stacy, you take over officially January 2014.
Yes.
But tell the audience today a little bit about yourself and your business.
Sure. Obviously, I own Albritton Photography here in West Monroe. We've been in business over 30 years now. My dad started the business, and I have come into it and taken over. I have two children. They both attend LSU. Recently was married this summer to Jay Mitchell. He has two children, one at LSU and one lives in New Orleans. We're a full-service photography studio from everything from schools, portraits, business photography, etc.
Well, and I know you've been involved with the Chamber of Commerce for a number of years, but now you're finally stepping up as chairman.
Yes.
What are your goals and objectives in that role?
Well, as chairman, I want to just continue to see the chamber service our businesses. That is the purpose of the chamber, is to enhance economic growth for the West Monroe-West Ouachita area, to improve the business community and things in the community that affect business. So to draw more business, to have a better quality of life for people. Anything we can do to improve business will improve quality of life. It will also make more businesses want to come to West Monroe and make more people want to come live in West Monroe.
Mm-hmm. Well, certainly, we just spoke about you being an alderman for the city of West Monroe, and we hear about a lot of the growth and development that's happening in this area. What do you see for the city of West Monroe and the West Ouachita area in terms of being an alderman?
Well, obviously, West Monroe is a great place to live, I think. It's a very viable place to live. It is fiscally safe, sound, stable. Business is good here. We have a lot of locally owned business. We don't have a lot of huge like corporate business, and that is probably why we have survived the recession and not had a downturn in our sales tax revenues and things. Is because we are a lot of locally owned businesses, more of your medium and small size businesses, which will survive recessions and things better than the bigger, larger businesses.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Stacy, recently, and we'll talk about this a little more later in the program, but based on what you just said, we did come up with the Entrepreneurial Success Award.
Yes.
So that kind of plays into the economics around here. There are a lot of entrepreneurs in West Monroe and West Ouachita Parish and Ouachita Parish in general. So, speak to the scenario on the entrepreneurial aspect.
Well, sure.
As an entrepreneur.
Okay. Well, I mean, Linda Lavender Ford is who won the Entrepreneurial Success Award, and to me, she is just the perfect candidate because she started just by herself with a few students in a carport and has grown to over 1,000 students, multiple locations. And then because she's so successful and because of her commitment, she's given back to the community, which is what most entrepreneurs, I think, do. You're so blessed and thankful for the business and the way the community has supported you that you want to give back. And she, of course, started the Twin City Ballet Company and does so much for the arts and the culture and dealing with dance in our area. But that is what makes us so successful, is our locally Johnny's Pizza, who was the first recipient of the award. Again, just had an idea, had a dream, went after it, and because of his success and all, given back to the community. And that's what we need, is more local people doing that and, again, giving back to the community to just keep us growing and keep us going good.
Sure, and certainly we're very blessed in this area to have a number of entrepreneurs who have become very successful in this area. Stacy, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to working with you in the next couple of years. And we also, I think, are going to have a State of the City luncheon happening in the early part of 2014. We'll get an update from Mayor Norris on what's happening in West Monroe.
Sure will. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Each month, the Chamber of Commerce highlights a chamber business and their products and services through a series known as our Member to Member series. This month, we highlight Reflections Caps and Tees, located in West Monroe. And joining us today is Lori Rocket, owner of Reflections Caps and Tees. Reflections has been in business for about 20 years. They've recently moved from Arkansas Road to 100 West Ridge. The new location, I think, will afford them a much larger showroom area and ability to do business in the town. These guys really have a thriving business, and we just want to make sure everyone knows that they have changed locations. And joining us now is Lori Rocket.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as Tom was saying, you just moved to a new location. How has the move been, and how's it been for your business?
The move itself was a little tricky, but we did survive, and now that we're there, it's been amazing. It's been great. Our customers transitioned well, and they found us. It's a much better location. We're excited to be there. We've also picked up, just in the few months we've been there, a lot of new faces, a lot of new people, so we're really excited.
It's a high visibility spot.
It is, it is, it is.
Absolutely. And we're getting ready to have a ribbon cutting to celebrate that on January 14th. So we'll be putting out information to our chamber members. We want everyone to come out and see the new building and support one of our newest chamber members. But for those who aren't familiar with Reflections, tell us, you do a little bit of everything, but if you had to pare it down a little bit, what would you tell people you do?
It's tough because I'm not necessarily a retail operation. I am a custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items business. Everything we do is custom ordered. We don't bring it into the store until someone needs it. From new logos to existing customers, we have an in-house graphic design department. We also do in-house digitizing, which is basically building the embroidery files as well. So we are kind of a one-stop shop, and that's how we want people to think of us.
So if whether you're an individual needing something or if you're a business, it really could fit both their needs.
Absolutely, absolutely. From family reunions to support your school, your business, church, the sky's the limit. There's a lot.
And you talked about your in-house graphic designer, so if someone just has an idea, can they come to you and you help build that idea kind of from scratch?
Absolutely. We have done everything from a sketch on a napkin to someone's child that has drawn something and put it on a shirt. So yes, absolutely.
And tell us just a little bit about the variety of products. I think people maybe don't understand the assortment of things that you were able to provide.
Well, the t-shirts and the wearables, polos, hats, and that sort of thing are, the most common. Stadium cups, which are thrown out at football games from the footballs that you see thrown, pins, clipboards, lunch boxes, water bottles, anything that you see out there that has a logo on it, we can get that for you.
Whether it's a screen print or embroidered logo.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
Now, the strength of your business, obviously, is probably the screen printing and the embroidery in Ouachita Parish. And I would speak to the ease of working with your staff. We actually have done some T-shirts and some embroidery work with you guys recently, and I would like to compliment your staff on being very professional and very knowledgeable. So, very glad to have you guys on board as new chamber members, and look forward to working with you in the future.
Us too. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Do you have any new plans for any new products or new services you're getting ready to provide?
Well, with the location being bigger and in a better spot, we are taking on more. Don't necessarily have, anything new other than, technology changes, like everyone, the USB, the flash drives and stuff for putting your logo on it. Of course, 10 years ago, that wasn't a hot commodity, and now it is. So there are things and new items that we have, but the printing and the embroidery and that sort of thing is still the basic thing we started with.
Absolutely. For 20 years now.
Reflections has been there 20 years.
Absolutely. Now tell people not only your location, but how can they learn more about you? How can they find you on the internet?
We are right now on Facebook. You can find us. We're at 100 West Ridge in West Monroe. That's right off of Norris Lane. Basically, word of mouth is our best friend. We've been really successful on that. We stay in the community eye, the football games, the the different things that are offered in West Monroe. But we are on Facebook. You can also call us at any time at 396-3588, and anyone on my staff will be happy to help you.
Great. Lori, thank you so much for being
you.
a part of the chamber, and congratulations on your new location.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
A lot.
Thank you. Each month, we bring you a monthly business tip provided by chamber member My Wants Incorporated. Housed at the ULM Incubator, My Wants works with local businesses to provide them with the tools they need to be successful. This month's business tip features Kelsey Guidry talking about planning and gearing up for the new year.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Guidry, and I am with My Wants for Business. And today I'm going to give a quick business tip. The tip is, for around the holidays, don't always wait to get started on new projects after the start of the new year. Use the last month or two of the new year to plan and get projects started, and maybe even finished, so that you could already be running when January 1st comes around.
All right, and joining us now is Kelsey Guidry with My Wants Incorporated. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. I'll enjoy being here.
Well, good. We talked just a few minutes ago about gearing up for the new year. You know, I think this is kind of a slow time of the year, seems business-wise. Everyone's got so many social obligations and holiday parties that work almost seems to be the last thing on people's minds. Are a lot of people guilty of that and putting things off?
That's right, yeah. We run into a lot of clients who are always, it's Thanksgiving time. Let me get through Thanksgiving, then I'll talk to you and I'll put some planning in. And then, as we all know, Christmas follows that very closely. Then Christmas comes around and, okay, let me wait until Christmas passes and we're going to go. And a lot of businesses, even though they're not, I can understand the retail businesses. They have people coming in the doors, you have to work the table, and that might be kind of hard to break away. But a lot of the other businesses, I don't want to say that they don't have an excuse, but you could go and plan, and you could do a lot of planning at least, so that when the new year comes around, you're already sort of up and running. You could go. You don't necessarily have to start on the projects, but take maybe, let's say, an hour a day after work, or an hour while you're still at work, and just put a little bit more planning into what you're going to do for the new year.
Yeah, then I think, and we're a little bit guilty of it too, but you also find yourself gearing up for that holiday break, and then when you come back from the holiday break, the first week of January, everyone's slow to get started and trying to recover from the holidays. So everyone needs to maybe change their mindset just a little bit.
That's right. Yeah, we, a lot of clients of ours, they have big plans for the following year. They have these big goals, and they just want to get started. But the slow moving at the beginning of the year, right, you're not going to actually start your project till February, maybe. And, it's just to take a little time, put a little extra planning. Being an entrepreneur myself, and y'all were speaking about that, being an entrepreneur, your day doesn't start and end, even 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It goes to midnight, 1 o'clock, or 2 o'clock in the morning, or what have you. Just take that role and understand that you're an entrepreneur and you have to put in additional time to plan. And it's just going to make everything better in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Now, for businesses that are thinking they want to do that, but they don't know how to get started, would somebody like My Wants be able to help them on that path?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as far as My Wants and what we do is, we help companies get their wants, obviously, and what we do is basically a goal process. If we just know what somebody wants, what they want to accomplish, we could even do a lot of the planning for them. So if a company, let's say, I have some new ideas for marketing in 2014, they could just tell us what those ideas are, and we could almost basically start planning for them. And the planning portion of our services don't really cost anything. It's just when they come to purchase and implement the services when it costs. So actually, we don't have any problem letting them put it on our plate to get some of that planning going, but just know what you want and just ask for it. And you could start planning, and the communication to get a couple things going really don't take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another piece of that puzzle that your partner Caleb and I talked about was the importance of showing your face at holiday parties.
That's right.
For the business networking portion of it, as well as the social aspect.
Right.
So speak to that and the importance of that and going into the new year and not having that waste of time.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of things going on for, when the holidays are going around, but the biggest thing is the ability to get out and about and network. So even if you don't have time to plan projects and get a lot of things going, at least get out there, get out and about. There's all kinds of organizations, especially like you all at the Chamber, that's putting on great events. A lot of people are already out there, so just go out, make it a point to attend some of these events and go network and mingle with people. And you never know what doors are going to open up for your following year.
That's right. And the Chamber, through a partnership with My Wants, has an opportunity to not only learn, but to network through our Lunch and Learns.
That's right.
And we're going to be gearing up for our 2014 schedule, and My Wants is going to have a big role in that, and providing free educational opportunities once a month to Chamber members, which is not only a great time to learn, but a great time to network. So, Kelsey, thank you so much for being here with us today.
All right, thank y'all. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Today's Chamber Connections program is also sponsored by Glenwood Regional Medical Center. And today's headline health focuses on gastroenterology.
Headline Health, brought to you by Glenwood Regional Medical Center.
Reflux disease is a condition that causes stomach acid to flow upward into the esophagus. Gastroenterologist Dr. Leonel Lacayo explains.
The most typical symptoms of reflux disease is, of course, that severe burning sensation that you get in your chest, that you get frequently many times a day, to the point that you need some help. Acid reflux, even though small, there is a risk of esophageal cancer, and if we look at the numbers nationwide, the numbers of esophageal cancer are going up. But those where your symptoms are pretty severe or very frequent, you really need to seek medical attention. If we detect the acid reflux and some changes of early cancer, we can save your life.
To find out more or to schedule an appointment, call the Glenwood Gastroenterology Clinic or visit grmc.com.
Headline Health has been brought to you by
Glenwood Regional Medical Center again for sponsoring this month's Headline Health. And during the holiday season, local medical facilities often face a shortage of donated blood. Joining us today to tell us how the community can help in that shortage is Ashley White, a donor recruiter for LifeShare Blood Centers.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Well, we've been talking about the holidays quite a bit. It's a very busy time, lots of parties, people are out doing lots of things, and that means that there's often a need for
there's a huge need during the holidays. A lot of times people think that throughout the holidays, they've got parties going on and they're really busy with their families and things. We really struggle as a community to keep our blood supply up during the holidays because of everyone having such a busy schedule. We have blood drives every day throughout the holidays. The only day that we don't have a blood drive is actually Christmas Day. And it's just really been a struggle for us this year. We had blood drives. I had 2 last week that didn't have the first donor show up. So we really encourage people throughout the holiday season to think, there's people traveling, there's car accidents, there's health problems, people overeat during the holidays. There's all kinds of health problems. And we still have to keep blood on the shelves at all of our local medical centers. And so we struggle with that, just trying to compete with the busy holiday schedule.
Sure. Obviously, people are busy and they haven't taken the time to donate, but do you find that there's a greater need for blood?
There is a greater need. Throughout the holidays, just with the busy lifestyles, the hospitals stay busy. I mean, it's cold and flu season. There's so many illnesses going around, and we really do struggle with trying to keep enough of all the different blood types on the shelves for if you were to need it. You never know when you're donating if the next day it could be a family member that's been in a car wreck. You just never know whose life you might be saving if you take the 20 or 30 minutes it takes to donate blood.
Well, speaking of that, tell us, for those who've never donated blood, what is required? How much time does it take?
It takes about 25 to 35 minutes. We have mobile units all over the town. We have blood drives, and you'll see a bus in front of Walmart, or you'll see it at the mall or places like that. Usually you just have to have your ID, have eaten a good meal. I have a lot of people that will kind of self-defer themselves for diabetes or heart conditions or different things, high blood pressure that may not necessarily be a problem. We do take people that have diabetes. We do take high blood pressure patients. Just kind of depends on what medication you're on. Other than that, there's not a lot of reasons that you could not donate. Just it kind of depends on your medicine and your personal health situation. So anytime you see a bus, check in. We definitely need the blood. 30 minutes to save a life. Donating blood could save 3 lives just with that 1 pint.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys do see a noticeable drop in inventory then during the holiday season?
We do.
Is it just from automobile accidents or?
No, not necessarily. You have cancer patients that use blood,
Right.
dialysis patients, burn patients. There's people all over the state that use blood through LifeShare. LifeShare in Monroe, we cover 17 medical centers and hospitals.
Wow.
So if you think about all the outlying parishes that we cover, when we're at a blood drive asking for 15 people to donate, when your hospital may use 1,000 units a month, a number of 15 people are walking by the bus and saying, oh, I don't have time right now, or I'm in a hurry, or I'm busy, but you may not realize that everyone else is saying that too. So that's
Right.
when we really start to slow down is, I spent 4 hours this weekend at the mall, and I think I had 7 people donate the whole day. Just because everybody's in a hurry, which I understand. I get caught up in the Christmas shopping and, everything else that you have going on. But you still sometimes have to think, I really do need to take, it's 30 minutes. I spend more than that on lunch. Take a few minutes to save a life, especially during the holidays when you can give the gift of life.
Well, if someone's interested in wanting to donate blood or to host a blood drive, what do they need to do?
If you're interested in hosting a blood drive, we go to businesses, churches, schools. There's several benefits for hosting a blood drive. All you have to do is have 10 to 15 people that are willing to donate. We kind of like to get that confirmed ahead of time. But we go to any business and probably be there 2 or 3 hours. If you are interested in going to our location, we have a location over in Monroe off of Louisville behind Grandy's. And we also have a website, lifeshare.org, that lists all of our locations throughout the state. And you can check in with us to see where the mobile buses will be. We have 3 buses that are usually all out every day. So if you call the center, we'll be glad to tell you where our closest location is to where you are.
That sounds like a good chamber luncheon, Lauren.
Absolutely. Might
Have a
have
blood
to
drive
have
in
you
the
come
parking lot
back.
of the chamber.
That's right. Well, Ashley, we certainly encourage people to donate blood this holiday season. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us.
You are most welcome. Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You do the same. Thank you so much. Now let's take a look at some of the upcoming events hosted by the West Monroe-West Ouachita Chamber of Commerce. We have a lot going on in this next few months and as we gear up for the new year, but a special event we want to make note of is a Focus on Education luncheon that we will be hosting on Thursday, January 30th at First Baptist Church of West Monroe, featuring Dr. Bob Weber, who is the superintendent of the Ouachita Parish School System. He will be on hand to tell us what to expect in the new calendar year, as well as the new academic year, and how our schools are performing in Ouachita Parish. Again, that luncheon will be held at First Baptist Church of West Monroe on January 30th from noon to 1 p.m. Please call the Chamber for ticket or table information, and we would like to thank Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union for serving as the title sponsor of that luncheon. Well, recently, the Chamber of Commerce held its annual banquet and awarded 2 of its biggest awards. That's the A.O. Evans Award and the Entrepreneurial Success Award, and we're very excited today to talk about those winners.
The Entrepreneurial Success Award is given to a chamber member that exemplifies the true entrepreneurial spirit in 3 areas: employees, management style, and entrepreneurial spirit. The winner of the 2013 Entrepreneurial Success Award is Linda Lavender School of Dance. Miss Linda, as she is known to thousands of students, began teaching dance more than 50 years ago in her carport. Her dance school quickly grew and would later grow to locations in both West Monroe and Monroe. She began the Twin City Ballet Company in 1970 and now has more than 20 employees and teaches more than 1,000 students annually. Congratulations to Miss Linda Lavender and the Linda Lavender School of Dance.
And certainly she's impacted thousands of people
Absolutely.
over the course of these years, of 50-plus years of opening that studio. And she was very greatly surprised at the banquet, so it was a pleasure for us to be able to give her that award. The A.O. Evans Award